Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to GreedFall, where last time we've discovered that there are some boxes of cargo that we could not get on the boat we're taking to Tier Fridi. One of these days I'm going to get the exact pronunciation of the island we're going to. But yeah, we're part of the ruling class in this nation? City, but we do not have the influence to influence the Guild of Sailors to move a few boxes onto their ship. So we're making it happen. We've added our shipment to the manifest. Now we just have to move the boxes onto the dock. We can clear out warehouse guards, or we could go see the heretics and the hideout. I don't know if we have to clear out the warehouse guards, especially since now we have the fancy sailor uniform. So people would not suspect us as not being... Oh, no. Oh, I can't stop climbing mid-climb. I have to finish the climb. Sorry, Kurt. We're heading back down. There was a box. I just noticed. It had some very necessary dragon blood resin and 4 gold coins. I figured this would be like a way to walk around that whole crew. Like, there doesn't necessarily seem to be... It's hard to tell exactly how much variety there is per objective. Like, I'm surprised that I still have to go through this entire ordeal in order to get a few boxes onto a ship, but it is providing me multiple paths to do it with. Why, hello, heretics.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition, then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
All right. Tell me about your research.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Tier Fridi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Tier Fridi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, Saint Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the Illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced Saint Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
A lot of text
I
is written in
understand
black and
now
white.
that
What does
text
that
has cost
mean?
you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Okay, but again, you're still leaving it to interpretation. To quote the classic TV franchise Darth Marenghi's Dark Place, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Sometimes he comes from above or below. He can choose what angle he wants. There's an escape plan.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
All right, what's the possibility of making an agreement with
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps.
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
All right. Shall I don't think I necessarily want them to be interpreted as spies. Let them be on their way.
It doesn't sit well with me to send you to the flames. I freed your smuggler and he'll certainly be in touch. He or another member of his band. Be careful and safe travels.
Oh, thank you, my lady. You are a woman of noble heart. May the illuminated protect you.
Thank you for having heard us and helped. You are truly full of kindness.
All right. Can I use this crank for crank-related business? The answer is no. There is absolutely nothing else I can do around these parts.
You have a kind heart, Greenblood. It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart.
All right. Do we get a... All right, let's go directly back to the Thélème embassy and give him the bad news. The guy that we disagreed with, we still disagree with.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Yeah, the heretics, I just let them go.
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you seek have fled.
Curse them! How could that possibly have happened?
Tell the truth. That would reduce reputation with them. Or lie. Maintain reputation. But then also have to... You know, here's the thing. Basically, he wanted me to do his dirty work. And stand by his... I'm gonna tell the truth.
After I heard the case they made for themselves, I decided to let them escape.
What are you saying?
They convinced me that your accusations have nothing to do with heresy, and that their only crime was discovering historical truths denied by Thélème.
And you gave credence to the lies preferred by these blasphemers. Their historical truths are nothing but nonsense, fabricated to undermine the foundations of Thélème. The simple act to have proffered such horrors proves the fact that they are heretics. I fear that your youth and kind heart has blinded you, de Sardet. That is a shame. I was expecting more from a young legate who seemed sensitive to our magic.
All right. I'm not entirely aware of Thélème being the source of said magic, but I'm just gonna head off.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sardet.
And now I'm level 3. Oh. All right, where am I heading next? Ooh. Nope. I could go to the tavern. I still have to clear out the warehouse guards. All right. Oh, yeah, in order to move the stuff. Shall we go do that? Let's go do that. I'm just going to skip down to, Oh, never mind. Somebody left a treasure chest here. I'm just going to skip down back to the docks.
Captain, milady, we were given orders
hello.
to be here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Oh, alright. I guess then I know where I'm supposed to go after clearing out the guards. So clearing out the guards actually has nothing to do with accessing the heretics, who just happen to be in the same location. Alright.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
That was a lot faster than I was expecting. I was expecting some difficulty, instead of no difficulty. Alright, fellows, you can move these 5 boxes.
Well now, can we get going?
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move it all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Okay, I guess we don't have to worry about creating said potion, which I am perfectly fine with, because that kind of sounds boring. Or at the very least, should I say, I'm not necessarily, like, I don't really care too much for crafting systems in any video game. Like, good crafting systems or bad, because crafting systems require me to collect things and find them and then assemble them, and the finding and tends to get on the little bit more of the repetitive side. All right, the deed is done.
So you're back. Right then, what about our business?
We can guarantee that your merchandise will leave with us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And bravo, Kurt. The Commander will be most pleased.
The cargo shall make the voyage. But who will be at its reception once it's arrived?
That shall be your next mission. Once you've reached New Serene, go and find the Quartermaster. He will give you new instructions.
Oh,
Till then,
great.
I wish you a safe and pleasant voyage, Your Excellency. Kurt, good luck.
So that job still is not done. All right, let's go into the coin Is my hat out of style? Yes, it is. Let's actually let's go look for Knot. Because Knot is a side quest. The Coin Tavern is a main quest. Let's look for Flavio and Lavio, which are definitely their names. Oh, Loro. Sorry.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Taken? What do you know?
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Also, the sound mixing here could use a little bit of work. What was a cabin boy's state of mind?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
All right, what about the kidnappers?
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the
Yeah,
kidnapping?
what do they gain from
Still a
kidnapping
small
him?
crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
All right.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
All right, and then we need to check the storeroom for some reason. Probably because Flavio is in there. Oh, look, it's Flavio. But first, I have 2 new clients. They went to go to Alside, and the Inquisitors are on their heels, which will not make my job any easier. I think I can get them onto a ship inconspicuously, but we will have to be cautious, and I hope they will prove patient and discreet. I will hide them away in a warehouse behind the harbor office, where the Inquisitors will never dare enter. Why did the smuggler just leave that there in the open for people to find? And also, apparently I could have found that in order to find the location of the heretics. Oh, and a sailor's coat. Well, Flavia.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who has gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When was the last time you saw him?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
So you have no best guess. Okay. What about his habitual comings and goings?
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
What about his friends?
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
What about his enemies?
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Hmm.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Villain's Den? This place nearby is literally called Villain's Den. Alright, let's go talk to the card fellow over at the coin tavern, I believe. Now we've got two reasons to be at the coin tavern. One for Constantine and one for the cabin boy not. But wouldn't be surprised if I end up having to go to the Villain's Den. What can I do with this workbench? I can craft the worst. You need knowledge to be able to use the crafting table to obtain it, blah, blah, blah. What can I craft? I can craft a ring. I can craft a sailor's coat. Or can I only craft things that I've collected? I can craft a whole bunch of different potions. There's the laced drink. A bottle of brandy and some sleeping potion, which requires hoof fungus, Inanitus hispidus, and beast essence. In GreedFall, a quest can usually be completed in several different ways. Daystar has more than one string to his bow. Cunning, persuasion, intuition, corruption, creating items from the crafting table will be some of the means available to you to reach your goals. To improve in these areas, spend points in the corresponding talent tree or wear equipment that offers bonuses. Threats in combat are also options when your enemies are not receptive to your talents. Well, interesting to put that there after I've already completed several quests that require different paths, but, or at the very least, different choices.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
He seems to be suffering from the Malachor.
It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Okay, what Tell me about the cabin boy.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
All right. What happened that evening?
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
What can you tell me about the rich man?
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
A jilted lover is your first
You're in
guess?
luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Maybe that penniless child is his child. Jonas chose the sea, but the Fontaines want him to choose their life, family over the career aspirations or the life aspirations that he had decided on. That is going to be my guess as to what has happened.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
All right, which house is theirs? It is over there. It is not in the villain's quarters.
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
It is a lot of glasses. Why, hello, Lady Fontaine. Do you enjoy your painting of what looks like a bar and or storage area?
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Ah,
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
I knew it.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Speak about the altercation at the tavern.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband. And
Madame
that his men
de
escorted
Sardet,
him from the
family
town
argues
using
with each
force.
other. This happens.
If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement. And it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Why did the Knots would have taken your son in the first place? Why was he,
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced.
I didn't even know what the term legate was until 2 videos ago.
And their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Alright. I guess things are a little bit more complicated. Keep up the good work. Alright, let's go back to Captain Vasco and learn more about not contracting. Oh. But after acquiring this old embroidered doublet. Alright. Mr. de Corsillon? I thought you were... Nope, sorry. Captain Vasco's over there. Was I supposed to talk to you for any reason? I just kind of walked by you and then...
I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
What's your future role on the island?
What will be your official title on Tirfredi? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island.
So kind of a spy.
It will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
He was an adventurer like me, until he took an arrow to the knee. Now he doesn't have the legs for it. Vasco!
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Because he didn't have a choice.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsillon is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Really? Okay.
I still don't see Constantine at your side.
Okay, that's great.
Don't worry.
I certainly hope so.
Tell me about the contract between the Knots and the Fontaines.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago.
Huh.
This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Because we could probably talk to her and get a location, since her husband was such a back-dealing bastard. Oh, I cannot open that door. There. Alright, what do we have over here? I would like you to prepare several meals and bring them to the warehouses we own on the canal. My husband will have to work there with his clerk and his men for a few days, so make sure that there is enough food for everyone and be discreet. We do not want other families to know what is happening.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Should I still talk to her? No, let's just go to the docks. Alright, it's gonna be through this door. Let us save our game once again.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Should we be sneaky? Are we worried about that? Is there literally anything up here? The answer is no.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Nauts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Nauts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Let's attempt to reason with him.
You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
for his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
All right. We're able to accomplish that without violence and or trickery. Where... Okay, Jonas is that a ways. Jonas!
Who are you?
My name is Desardet. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes, even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that.
Yeah.
My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Also,
Yes.
you don't seem to have any
You can still go
tattoos
and say
on your
farewell
face
for
like
a
the
while.
other
Then find your
sailors.
way to your ship. I will see you there.
If people are kind of like required to work for the Naughts, like, why do they have separate salaries in the first place? All right. Ah. All right, let's go back to the captain. All right, Captain, we have found your cabin boy.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin.
Have no fear.
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
All right.
Be back soon, Captain.
Well. Can I loot this? I can. All right. I'm going to stop here for the night. Next time, I think we only have one thing left, which is to find Constantine, our missing cousin. And then finally leave this place for the island itself of Tier 4D. For now, though, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.